I can't do this. I really can't do this. I need this year to end so bad. Honestly, everybody, I was not planning on doing this video at all. Some people know I'm getting married in literally a few days, so I can't say that a video on Mufasa the Lion King is on the top of my priority list. I really thought I was gonna go to the screening and make a YouTube short, I'd dust my hands of it, and I wouldn't think about it again. But this whole experience honestly just makes me sad, and I have to talk about it. I don't have an outline at all. My camera is not even set up, so you won't see my face, which isn't a big loss, I know. But okay, here we go. Let's start in 2019 with the live action The Lion King. I'm not in the interest of extending my video's length when I don't need to, so I can just say that I think this movie is an abomination. I hated it then, I hate it even more now, and honestly, looking back on it, even though I can't prove it, are we sure this didn't cause the following COVID pandemic? I can't prove it, but you also can't disprove it because, like, someone needed to pay for that. Wait a minute, how much money did that thing make? Oh my god, it made over 1.6 billion. Jesus Christ, I literally forgot how much money this thing made. Yeah, it caused the COVID pandemic. I don't care. And after that success, I was fully prepared for Hollywood to do its Hollywood thing and greenlight The Lion King 2. And instead, Mufasa the Lion King was announced, directed by none other than Academy Award winner Barry Jenkins. And this is where the start of the roller coaster really took off for me. Because Barry Jenkins is absolutely one of the top filmmakers working today, especially since I have gotten into film. Barry Jenkins is that guy. I mean, his last feature film, If Beale Street Could Talk, in 2018 was one of my favorite movies of the year. Before that, Moonlight, have you heard of it? Yes, also one of my favorite movies of that year. He's just an incredible talent, and I'm very thankful to be alive while he's making movies. Until now, you know what? Let me not even go there yet. We're not done. I just could not wrap my mind around why Barry Jenkins, of all people, would want to do Mufasa the Lion King, a prequel to The Lion King. Now, I know some people are gonna say the obvious and be like, okay, he just wants a bag, and honestly, if that is the sole reason he wanted to do it, that is fine. I will never get on someone for wanting to get the bag. Go out, get the bag, secure your money, do your thing. I do not judge, I promise. But seeing Barry Jenkins and his films, I have to believe there's more to it than just a paycheck. So I said, you know what? I kind of choose to believe in this project. I have so much faith in Barry Jenkins that I am going to put my money that this is something worthwhile. And then the first trailer came out and I said, you know what? I kind of see some things. Like, you know, it's still far away. They can touch up the visuals. You see that? See how that bug, that insect just flies over his ear? I mean, it looks beautiful. Like, I kind of was coping, but I like believed in my cope, you know? And as more trailers came out and as more clips came out and some of the songs came out, I just couldn't do it anymore. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. It started to look really bad. And you fast forward to now, as mentioned, on the week of my wedding, I have seen Mufasa the Lion King, and this whole experience has just sucked so hard. I'm sad for a few reasons. I'm sad that I feel like I wasted 2 hours of my time. I'm sad that this kind of thing exists, frankly, you know, with fucking Disney. And I'm sad that Barry Jenkins' follow-up to If Beale Street Could Talk, as far as feature films, is this movie here. I'm just sad. Like, we could have gotten another film and it would have knocked my socks off probably. I know, contrary to popular belief, I don't like being negative, okay? I do not go out of my way to try to be negative, okay? I would much rather talk about something like Babylon, where I'm actually passionate about what I'm talking about. But honestly, and I feel like I might sound like a hater, but 5 minutes into this movie, my head went fully into my hand, like, oh my god. This sparked that hatred of the 2019 Lion King, and it just kind of spread into this one. And before you start saying that's unfair, oh no. The framing device of this movie is fully after the events of The Lion King. You have Donald Glover's Simba still there. You have Beyonce's Nala still there. Timon and Pumbaa from Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen is still there. And it is like a Lion King 1.5 type framing, because Simba tells Timon and Pumbaa to look after his son while he goes off to get Nala. And because of that, they go off together in a cave with Rafiki, and Rafiki tells a story to the son, and Timon and Pumbaa are doing their whole shtick, and oh my fucking god, why am I talking like this? I hate this. So that's how the whole story is framed. And let me tell you, with each cut back and forth from the story of Mufasa, back to Timon and Pumbaa, just a little part of me just started to get chipped away each time. So that was already off to a rough start, but again, we can shake off that rust and we can just kind of continue going forward, except, it doesn't get any better from there. Someone needs to explain to me this, because I have obviously not seen the 2019 Lion King since it came out. Why the fuck would I do that? But at least from what I remember, yes, the visual effects were insanely impressive. Why does this movie 5 years later look worse? Someone explain this to me. I don't understand. I have a theory that obviously one of the main complaints about the 2019 Lion King is how unexpressive the characters are. When Simba is looking down, seeing Mufasa get clapped by the stampede, and they zoom into his face, bro just looks like it's just a normal lion. And I will give this movie credit. It does make the animals much more expressive, which I appreciate. But maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. Because it obviously has to maintain that level of realism still, but it is more expressive. So it's in the middle of some uncanny valley type thing. And that is again the reason why this whole quote live action unquote Lion King business just does not work in the first place. It is fundamentally flawed. At least I understand a Cinderella live action or a Beauty and the Beast, but this whole live action Lion King, it just doesn't make sense at all. There's no middle ground you can do. If Barry Jenkins did a 2D animated Mufasa the Lion, oh my god, thank you, that'd be so amazing. But instead we have these visuals that just does not look good at all. I mean, if one of you has seen the 2019 Lion King recently, first of all, I'm praying for you, but second of all, let me know in the comments if it holds up visually. And it's more frustrating because the story absolutely did not captivate me, and the fact that it ties in to the Lion King just gives me some just existential crisis. Why does everything have to be canon now? We see, and I promise this is not a spoiler, not that you can spoil the fucking Lion King, but they showed how Pride Rock was kind of formed. Oh, thank you. I was always wondering how Pride Rock was formed. But again, this is still Barry Jenkins we're talking about, and anytime I felt like he was diving deep into why I felt that he wanted to do this movie, into the characters, it would then cut to the Timon and Pumbaa just making these jokes like Hakuna Mufasa, and I was like, oh my god, please end my life. And the songs, people, listen, again, I am really not trying to be a hater, but all I'm gonna say is Lin-Manuel Miranda is a little more hit or miss than I think people would like to admit, okay? We can admit he has some bangers, all right? We don't talk about Bruno. That shit is fire. And then we also got some misses, all right? Scuttlebutt, I don't want to hear anything in the comments, all right? Scuttlebutt is fucking ass. And in this movie, it is a good encapsulation of Lin-Manuel Miranda, which means it is hit or miss. And in a weird way, the I've Always Wanted a Brother song that is featured in the trailers that I thought was atrocious, is it better in the movie? I guess, but I also still don't think that song is very good. But also, that is absolutely the catchiest song and is the only one I can remember. So does that mean it's a good song if it's really catchy and it's stuck in my head? Maybe. There's another good song with Mufasa and the female lion that I can't even remember her name. I'm so sorry. That was a good song, but you see what I'm saying? I can't even remember it or hum it. And here's probably the most damning part of the movie for me is this story. I felt the audience's energy just draining, slowly. Before the movie started, there was this little girl and she was clapping. She was so excited. And then she didn't move at all during the movie, no songs, no nothing. And when it ended, she just turned to her mom, shrugged her shoulders, and they got up and left. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sad. And I don't want to be that person that's okay, every good thing about this movie is on Barry Jenkins, every bad thing is on Disney. I don't like to do that. But I will say, it does feel like a push or pull type situation, because there are moments, as I said, where Barry Jenkins can kind of go into things where he kind of slows the movie down. There are some good visuals, some good compositions there, and I feel like he is diving deeper into those relationships. And then as soon as it cuts back to Timon and Pumbaa, I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Because Barry Jenkins' signature close-ups that work so beautifully in his other movies are here, but when it's a CGI lion looking back on you, it just doesn't hit the same. And obviously we know the story of Mufasa and Scar, and it just feels insanely rushed in the movie. It feels like, okay, we need to tie this back into the Lion King. Please do it. Please hurry up. And I want to be clear, I don't think this movie is as bad as I'm probably sounding like it is. it just hurts more because it is Barry Jenkins. You know what I mean? I think the last 20 minutes or so are like kind of exciting, I guess, or I should say entertaining is probably a better word. It starts to move with some pace. I like how Mufasa is handled as a character in that moment through the ending. If you can cringe your way out of like, okay, that's how Pride Rock was formed, that's how Scar gets his scar, and it's like tying everything back for everything to be like canon now. Like the ending is cool, I guess. I've already talked about this movie longer than I should have. I don't even know who's gonna watch this thing anyways. But yeah, I just need this year to end. I cannot do this. I might change my mind. I really don't know. But Mufasa Lion King, 2 stars, I guess. All right, time to go back to like the holidays, I guess. I hope everyone has a good holiday if this is the last video you see of me before then, if you celebrate any of that stuff. So yeah, take care, guys.